In the last class, we discussed that one has to pray in order to be successful in life. Because for success, we need two things. The first one is one's own effort, and the next one is called God's grace. If we keep putting only our effort, but we don't tap the grace of Lord, success may not come. However, one has to be very careful and also clear with reference to one's own attitude and learning to accept what it comes on our way. When we are highlighting that one has to learn to accept what will come on our way, that only will happen when there is God's grace. As we have been discussing, even though God's grace is everywhere, it will not come to us just like that. We need to tap it. And the best way to tap God's grace is through prayer. And we have discussed regarding Shanti Mantras. Shanti Mantra is a unique method where not as people talk that by saying Shanti, 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 that one will be peaceful, not necessary. Yes, outwardly it may appear, but deep within it works in a different way. And while discussing the most important factor we discussed in the last class, that in the form of prayer, first I am asking, let my body, my limbs be efficient, so that I should be able to grasp, perceive, or understand the knowledge. Not to prove myself that I am small, but to understand me as I am. And however, in the process, I may reject, but let there not be any rejection of Brahman, because if I reject, definitely I am not going to gain anything in my life. It's like if I choose to close my eyes and try to say that look, whole world is dark, there is no sunlight, everything is dark, dark, nobody is going to help me either. Because I myself have chosen to be in darkness. So here, very clearly has been highlighted that let me not reject Brahman, and not only that, let the God's grace flow in me. Because if I am not available myself, or I don't make myself available for God's grace to flow in me, definitely God's grace is not going to come to me either. So while discussing this point, as we have been discussing, that I always need the values. Because if I don't respect values, if I don't live with the values, or later on, if the values do not become part of my life, definitely I am not going to understand the self-knowledge either. I cannot say, look, I can tell a lie, I can do whatever I want. At the same time, I should be a knowledgeable person, I should be man of enlightened or man of anything. It never works. Here, because the point has been highlighted very carefully and clearly, that this knowledge is something that Upanishadam, related to Upanishad, the knowledge which can be revealed, the Brahman, the Atman, can be revealed only through the teaching, that too with the help of a teacher. And moreover, I have to be very careful that I have to allow the pramana, the means of knowledge, to function, to do its job. I have got right to question pramana unless and until I am confirmed. Once I confirm that it is a pramana, I accept as pramana, I have to allow that pramana or means of knowledge to do its job like our eyes. As we discussed, to see a color or form, I may question my eyes whether my eyes are okay or not. Once I know that my eyes are okay, then I don't have any other choice other than allowing my eyes to see a given color or form. So also, till I accept that Shastra is a pramana, teacher's teaching who talks in keeping with scripture is a pramana, I have got full right to question, to look, to find out all these things I can do it. But once I come to the point that Shastra is a pramana, the scripture is a pramana, and moreover, the scripture is being unfolded by the teacher is pramana, then I don't have any other choice other than allowing the teaching to take over. So in order to teaching to take over me, I must allow it. So here, when this is being highlighted, for that what I need? I need the values and attitudes. And who is that me? Who is committed for this knowledge? That is what have been discussed very clearly. And if this is the case, then what I want those values to abide with me. That means I must be embodiment of values. If I am not embodiment of values in my life, definitely the self-knowledge or the freedom, the happiness will not come. That's why when other people they talk about different religion, like as you discussed this point, why people are attracted towards Buddhism. It's a very simple thing. Yes, it's a very nice thing. Because in Buddhism you don't have to imbibe or they will not put that much pressure to avoid with the values. You can do whatever you want. Along with that you can pursue. That's why always I say, this is my way of saying, I may appear wrong. The Buddhism approach is being highlighted by all the New Age gurus. They represent Buddhism, and if you observe in India especially, I am very clear in this regard. Except Hinduism, everybody try to impose their ideas or religious views upon others, including Buddhism. Buddhism in India didn't spread by itself. Not because of the knowledge people may talk in different way, but as the history says, Buddhism was imposed on common people. Because when kings were getting converted, because Buddha himself happens to be a prince, the people want to be with the same category. So when the kings were being converted into Buddhism, then the subjects were pressurized to get converted. That's why once upon a time India was full of Buddhism, but if you look at now, that is almost they don't exist in India. Almost they don't exist. What does it mean is, if any imposition takes place, if not today, tomorrow it will go away. Here, I would like to highlight the difference between this Hinduism and Buddhism here. In Hinduism, one has to be part of the system, one has to respect the system, in fact one has to abide with the system. System is nothing but the expressive mode of values and attitude. People may talk that Hinduism system, whether caste system or so many other systems, we say Varna Ashrama, different type of Varnas, or Ashrama, Varna both, Varna and Ashrama, whether it is a caste system or different type of stages. Who is supposed to do what? There is a system is nothing, just the expressive, or you can say functioning mode of attitude and values that has been described in Veda. Okay, sometimes it gets misinterpreted, it becomes an ugly face for others, but deep within this is the truth. However, when we look at this New Age concept, New Age gurus, you name it anybody, I don't want to name anybody's name. What they do is, do whatever you want, along with that you do this thing, you will be okay. That means, in fact, they always allow you, they make sure that you should not get hot. Your ego must be massaged. And as long as your ego is being massaged, you feel very comfortable and you concept or you accept that particular person as your guru. But teaching is not that. In fact, the job of the teaching and teacher is first to make sure that what for you are having ego and is that ego justified or not. We make sure that not that we dismiss your ego, yes, whether whatever you think is right or not. The teaching is allows to see that whether my thinking is right or wrong. However, here, when we want to avoid with the knowledge, before that or prior to this, we need to make sure that we need to avoid with the values and attitudes. So if I do not know what is universal, I do not know what is Upanishadic values or Vedic values, but at least I know what is universal values. So I need to stick to, I need to avoid, I need to get committed to universal values and attitudes. Once I am committed to these two things, then only they will come to me and I will be embodiment of them. Once I am embodiment of them, then only the knowledge will start flourishing. As we have been discussing, knowledge is a process. You have to be available. It's like pouring water. My job is to pour water in the garden, in a given plant. But as a gardener or even owner, I cannot make that plant to blossom. It is impossible for me to make that plant to blossom. But as a gardener or owner, I have a right, in fact, it is my duty to pour water, to take care of other aspects. So here knowledge is exactly like that. Knowledge is like blossoming. But as the duty is what? To imbibe, to get committed with the values, the system. Once I am there, automatically I am part of it. Knowledge has to take over me. Here. This is the text that we are going to discuss on Yoga Chudamani Upanishad. Generally, if you look at any naming, every name has got some meaning behind it. Generally, if you look at especially in Indian culture, name has got a big impact. That's why when parents they do give a name to a person, they don't give just like fancy names. Unlike nowadays. Nowadays they are going away. They search in the internet nowadays. And all these names, Putu, Mutu, Gutu, all these things which has no meaning. But always a name must have a meaning. Not it sounds funny. Because nowadays I need a unique name. I remember one girl told me, I would like to name my child. Will you please tell me some unique name which doesn't nobody should have, so it should be a unique name so that it should be really funny to hear. Recently, I do not know whether you know or not, in one of the country recently, I think if I am right, Iraq, I think, Iraq or Iran, some other country, one of the Gulf countries. One girl name has been given called Facebook. And because the name has been given Facebook, that girl has demanded like so much respect and so much publicity, demanded this is called, so much thing. Now every day many people are coming to visit her. And I saw her photo in the newspapers. Internationally that photo is going around. What I am trying to say is, what does it mean Facebook? And the father justifies holding the child, says, look, because of this social networking, now everybody knows and everybody can achieve whatever they want to achieve. So through my daughter, I can achieve many things in my life. That's why I thought I must give the name. However, I am not questioning the person at all. Here the point I would like to highlight is the name must have some meaning, some purpose. Because when we are being called in that particular name, we are being reminded the meaning behind it. That is how the name giving ceremony happens. In fact, to get a name, there is a ceremony, not that just like that name comes, never happens. There is a process. So here, when we name a child, when there is a proper process, what to talk of naming a text, that to Upanishadic text. So here, when it is said Yoga Chudamani Upanishad, this Upanishad name is called Yoga Chudamani. Why does it? How did it happen? Generally, when any Upanishad name comes, generally they will look at from which Veda it has come, which portion of Veda, which Sakha. Sometimes we name or the naming has been done based on the portion. In South India, we will be seeing some people also have get. Here is names are very long in South India. One example I can say, like they will put A. Okay, I am giving one example called A S, then so and so. The last one is the person name. The S will be his father's name. The A will be the village name, the area name. So from which area the person has come, the father name and the person. So before two will be initials, then last will be the name. It's a very unique way of looking at it. Because also some people like overseas people and other people, they do not know, they may call the first initial name, hey, that village name, come, he will also respond. However, it is being done. So also if you look at Upanishad, there are Upanishad has been named based on the portion. For example, called Kathopanishad, one of the major Upanishad. This belongs to called Kathaka Sakha, one of the branch called Kathaka. So because that Kathaka Sakha, so sometimes it is called Kathopanishad or Kathopanishad. So beautiful it is being said. But there are Upanishads like let us say Ishavasya Upanishad. It is not being named based on that. It is being named because the verse starts with Ishavasya Idagu. So wherever the verse starts, that particular portion is being taken and based on that naming has been done. So coming to this our text here, this particular text starts with Yoga Chudamani. So if you look at this verse, Yoga Chudamani Bakshe Yoginam Hita Kamyeya Kaivalya Siddhidam Gudham Sevitam Yoga Vittameyi. That means this Upanishad opens with the word called Yoga Chudamani. So when it opens with the word called Yoga Chudamani, so from there itself it has been taken the name and naming has been done called Yoga Chudamani Upanishad. And we have been discussed very carefully that yoga means we'll be discussing in details what is yoga. So mani means jewel, Chuda means here, the crest jewel. That is what the translation they will give. Now this is Bakshe. If you look at very nicely, now the explanation is going to come. The teacher is going to talk. This is the point. The teaching will get unfolded. For what? Because before opening the mouth, we have to know what for we are opening, for who. Is it to vomit? Because most of the time we open our mouth just to vomit. How many times we express? Yes, that vomiting also is another type of expression in a different wrong way. However, we do look at whether the person is ready to listen to me or not. Because if we are not concerned about the person, it's like example, that person becomes a mother, like a lady becomes a mother, when the child is in front. Or we can say if the child provokes the motherliness in a lady, then only the lady can become a mother. The child does not invoke or provoke the motherliness in the person. But if the lady says, no, I am a mother, cannot be accepted. So the role that we play always depends upon the other person. So I cannot call myself that I am a father or I am a mother, I am a son, I am a daughter. Here, anything we do talk, we do express, we are supposed to give most importance to other people, whether they are ready to listen to or not. For example, we do in our day-to-day life without knowing, but we don't exercise with reference to our emotions. Physically look at. Long before sitting, do we give due respect to the place where we will be sitting or not? We check whether dust is there or not, whether it is on the chair or on the ground. Because if we don't give due respect, what happens? Our dress, the clothing become dirty, and we spend more time. That means we give most important thing, that time the importance goes to that particular place more than the body. And the more we give importance to the place, more we are protected. How we do unknowingly, everybody does, whether educated or uneducated. We don't go to any schools and colleges to learn this minimum thing. We give importance to the place where we sit. Because if there are thorns and we sit, what will happen? And the people also unknowingly they do it and they go through all the problem. So when we are sitting, before sitting down, we do respect this much. What to talking words. We have to be very careful while expressing ourselves. Here, when the teacher is going to talk, is not going to talk just like that. Wants to justify, wants to really say that what for this is, for whom? It says, Yoginam hitakamyeya, for the benefit of yogis. Here, yogis we can take it, those who practice yoga. So let us keep the word yoga as it is. Whether it is yoga is a practice or process, that is a different thing altogether. Just I am creating some thought here. Because many people they say that yoga is a practice. Yes, yoga is a practice when I consider yoga is only mere asana. But if I understand yoga is wholesome way, it's complete way, yoga cannot be a practice. In fact, it is a process. So if they say yoga is a practice, yes, it is a practice. That means you understand yoga only is asana. However, he says that for the benefit of yogis, okay, fine. What sort of benefit? What they will get out of it? What is the purpose? Yes, this is something, this particular Upanishad, this particular teaching, Upanishadic teaching, will give what? Kaivalyam and Siddhi. Kaivalya Siddhidam. So here when we say Siddhi, we say different type of accomplishments. What sort of accomplishments? Generally, the word Siddhi is being highlighted in Yoga Shastra and also in Tantra, because Yoga and Tantra almost goes hand to hand. Very nicely, if you look at it. Siddhi means all the mysterious power. The root wise, if you look at, the word wise, if you look at, Siddhi means accomplishments. But they only translate in other way around. Siddhi means you are a Siddha Purusha. Siddha means accomplished person. If you are a mysterious person, without anything, you should give some vibhuti. Just do the hand, vibhuti comes. Whether you keep vibhuti here or you do whatever. Because there are many people, I have seen some videos, big people, they give vibhuti keeping the vibhuti here. And when camera is down, it has been captured. That is a different issue altogether. So people that think that person is called Siddha Purusha, the great yogi, who can show the mysterious power. I remember 2 days back I was talking. Present that Swami is alive in Odisha. It seems that he gives, he can milk the cow like a stone cow statue. Just goes and milks. So somebody asked, look, that Swami is able to milk the stone cow. Then that's a great thing. So that means we don't have to take care of the cow at all. So everybody can have a stone statue and let him milk. So whole world can continue. Then the person, other person, no, this is not possible. Then what? then what is big in it? That means he must be doing some nonsense. If he really can milk the cow, let him milk the cow, this stone cows. Then we can understand his greatness. And also he should teach that. Not only, you see, it's very simple thing. I am great. You are stupid. How does it matter to you that I am great? I am rich. You are poor. I don't give anything to you. How does it matter to you that I am a rich person? Unless I share some riches with you. Or I teach you the trick to become a rich person. You will be grateful. You will be definitely grateful in your life. Either if I share or teach you the trick to become a rich person. But this so-called Siddha Purusha Siddhis, what they do is, what I notice, they remain a Siddha Purusha, mysterious person. Siddha means here for them, mysterious person. Neither they share once in a while, like a child cries, you give a chocolate to show off. Not really genuinely you give. Okay, to keep shut his mouth, keep quiet. So just to show off, they will show one or two things, then you are totally following the person blindly. So this is what people they think called Siddhi, and through yoga they think that is going to come. Yes, I am not saying no, it comes. But one must not practice yoga or especially pranayama and other things for this sake. It comes, it has to come on its way. But one must not run behind it. However, he says, here the teaching helps to understand, it gives, it is the giver of the happiness, the freedom that we are looking for. That inner comfort that all of us will look for in life. That is called Kaivalya. Kaivalya means Kevalasya Bhava. Kevala means only. You can say oneness, onlyness. That sense of me alone. That means only one thing exists in me. That is me, that is the truth. Other than me, nothing exists. That is the knowledge the person gets. And once that person is there with the person and the person is committed, or you can say the embodiment of that knowledge because of the commitment as we discussed, automatically the person is a free person. Once a small doubt comes, then the fear arises. That is a whole teaching. It says that comes because of this teaching, and along with that also comes Siddhi. Because when the person is tuned to so much that I am everything, if that person gets angry, I am sure that everything is go all the way around. Because the person is tuned to the totality. It's like very simple thing. The Prime Minister of a country. If the Prime Minister of a country gets angry with a person, automatically the system gets angry with that person or not. Because the Prime Minister represents the country. It's a very simple way of looking at. When the Prime Minister himself or herself represents the country, the whole system goes. If the Prime Minister is happy, automatically the system is happy. So also the person who is tuned to the Kaivalyam, and if that person becomes happy, automatically all happiness thing happens around. That's why in Indian culture, we do not know whether any sadhu, any sannyasi is a enlightened person or not. But we give the benefit of doubt. We assume, we respect, because if the person becomes happy, automatically we all become happy. And if the person gets angry, also we will incur a lot of inconvenient situations. So better let us give the benefit of doubt. See that person and give due respect whether the person deserves or not. That is how the culture comes. Once we see a person, we don't question. Incidentally, I would like to highlight this point. I remember one story in Punjab, especially if you go to Punjab, we say, based on your thinking, you have to choose the place in India. For example, if you want really money, a sadhu having a lot of money, choose West India, like Mumbai, Gujarat. There people come to see sadhus, they give money because they think sadhus are the center of investment. If you give 100 rupees, you will get back 1000 rupees. Everybody over there, they come to meet sadhus and they will pay money. Any sadhu goes there will be rich sadhu. You don't have to think of any rich sadhu in India. If you look at now presently, They have got direct contact with Gujarat or Mumbai, the West India. Very simple logic, it works. So also, if you want to really get connected with the knowledge, you have to be in South India. South India stands for, in fact, all the top knowledgeable sadhus previously or now, either they belong from South India or they are connected to South India. And the main point what I want to highlight here is, if anybody wants to get a good service, people do massage, feed, oil, everything, should choose North India. North India is for that. Like in Punjab, Haryana, they don't ask anything. Yes, Abu, the best food. In fact, when they feed the, especially chapati, the ghee will drop. If you lift it, ghee will fall. That sort of service they give. So once the story, I don't want to get into. Okay, and the East India, what about East India? If you want to cheat people, the best place is to be in East India. East India means Odisha, Bihar, Assam, West Bengal, all these states. More you cheat, more you are popular. And people feel very comfortable to be cheated. If you become genuine, they say you are wrong. So you have to make sure that you are someone. However, here in North India, the person was serving one sadhu. And happens to a lady was serving, and then somebody said, "Do you know this fellow is a fraud? He's a cheat. Don't do that. Do you know before doing that you should ask, who are you, what is it? And he is doing wrong things." The lady says, "Look, as a common lady, my duty is to serve. I must not forget my duty. I am not his teacher to find out what he is doing, what he is not doing. If I ask what you are doing, what you are not doing, that means what I behave or I become his teacher. Am I his teacher? As a person, common person, I am supposed to solve whether it is right or wrong. That is his problem, not my problem. If I am wrong, in this case, I will be going through the wrong situations." Understand the intention behind it. So this is called attitude goes behind it. However, so we respect a sadhu not for anything else. We assume that the sadhu is the embodiment of the kaivalyam, the freedom, the happiness, or the oneness. Or at least the person is embodiment of values, universal values and attitudes. Automatically, the person is the embodiment of universal values and attitudes. By serving the person, we get something or other. That is the attitude. However, here, remember, again it says, Gudham. This knowledge is something is very secret. Yet secret. And not only that, Sevitam Yoga Vittamayi. If it is secret, that means nobody knows. No, people know. Who know? People knows those who are Yoga Vitta, means those who practice yoga. This is being followed, Sevitam, is being followed by the yoga practitioner. That means even though it is secret, still it is not secret. For common people it is secret. But those who are really interested, they get to know. Then the question may arise, okay, what is the secret knowledge? Well, now, once the secret word comes, definitely the person will be interested to know all about it. Yes, but what is that? Let's look at the verse number 2. It says, Asanam prana Asanam prana samrodha pratyaharascha dharana dhyanam samadhi etani yogangani bhavanti shakti. It highlights on Shadhanga Yoga. Shadhanga Yoga means 6 components of yoga. Yoga of 6 components. You may ask the question, what is this a new way of looking at? We know there is Ashtanga, that 8 limbs. There are many Ashtanga Yoga schools also. Whether they understand what is Ashtanga or not is different. But here, it's being highlighted called Sadhanga, 6 limbs. How come? What are 2 missing? Let us look at what are the 6, then automatically we will come to know what is missing. It says, Asanam prana samrodha. First is asana. All of us will know what is asana, but we'll be talking asana later on. All these words have been used. Then later on we'll be talking in detail. Generally, asana means we say postures. Second is called prana samrodha. Prana samrodha means called pranayama. He didn't use the word pranayama. It's better. Why prana samrodha? Rodha means you can say control. Samrodha means well managed, not control. You can say channelize, mastery. Samyak rodha, samrodha. Rodha means control, but when you control somebody well, can you control physically well somebody? That's some word very well. So when you have to very well control somebody, that means what? You have to channelize, you have to manage, no more control. So that means managing one's own prana. Prana means vital energy. But if you look at the translation of pranayama all over the world, pranayama means called breathing exercise or control, breathing control. Some people say breathing exercise, some people say breathing control. That is another dangerous thing. If it is called pranayama means ayama means exercise, prana means breathing, then it should be here called shwasa. I say always swasayama, not pranayama. Shwasa means breathing. Swasayama, or here it should be shwasa samrodha, not a prana samrodha. So there is big difference between breathing and prana, the vital energy. We will be discussing what is a vital energy, what is breathing, all about it. Then thirdly says pratyahara. So we'll be discussing, still I am saying it. Pratyahara we can discuss. Withdrawing the senses from their respective sense objects. Because it's exactly like samadama, uparama, titiksha, shraddha, samadhana. Some context can be brought here, keeping that in mind. Here, I need to allow my sense organs to come back from their respective sense objects. Do you understand the language, how beautifully it's being presented here? I have to allow my sense organs, not forcefully bring it. In the beginning stages, I may forcefully bring it, but later on I have to allow it to come back. That means only then it can come back. We'll be talking in details later on. When I see the limitation of the object or the sense objects, then only my sense organs will come back by itself. However, we'll be discussing this thing later on. Then comes dharana. Dharana means dwelling upon one thing at a given time. That also. And then comes dhyanam. Dhyanam all over world, you know, very well misunderstood, called dhyana means that meditation. Always I criticize the word, it's not meditation, it's called meditation. Without knowing what is meditation, they do meditation. We will be discussing in details when it comes to the topic. Very nicely, all this will be discussed. Then comes, finally, samadhi. I am not translating the word samadhi, I am holding it as it is. Samadhi, etani yogangani bhavanti shat. These are the 6 limbs, or you can say 6 stages of yoga. So when it says that it is 6 stages of yoga, it is you can say steps. Then the question may arise here, what about other 2? Because all of us we know there are 8. That is what popularly being taught. And what are they? The first one is called yama, other one is called niyama. So this yama and niyama is missing. True. Actually, in Upanishadic teaching, many Upanishads they do highlight only Sadhanga, not Ashtanga. Only these 6 limbs. But Patanjali has contributed uniquely these 2. The reasons why contribution came. He understood people don't have these values, two values. There is a possibility that people don't look for. Because without yama and niyama, one is not supposed to practice asana. So I don't want to translate now yama niyama. We'll be talking in detail sometimes on yama and niyama as much as possible elaborately. But here I can say yama and niyama in one word called lifestyle, which fits. You can use the word called universal. Keeping universal values in mind, the person follows lifestyle. If you don't want to say Vedic lifestyle, Vedic lifestyle is the appropriate word. If the person doesn't want to use the word Vedic lifestyle, put convenient way, respecting universal values. The person lives the lifestyle. It's called yama and niyama. Very conveniently one can use. So without yama and niyama, one is not supposed to practice asana. No chance. It's a very simple thing. I will eat non-veg as much as possible. That is what they do all over the world. And after non-veg, eating so much non-veg, I want to practice one posture. I remember somebody said very nicely, look, one should do Mayurasana after eating lot of non-veg. I said, why? The logic is, Mayura means peacock posture. How the peacock can digest the poison like a snake? So also, after eating all sort of junk food, if you practice Mayurasana, it will digest everything. I was shocked to listen to the person. And I am not telling jokes. You look at any yoga, especially in Western or India, also some of them are there. Those who show up, absolutely no lifestyle. I don't want to say anything. Forget about getting up before sunrise. No shower. Only evening or the stink that time. Like very nicely they say in America, if you want a lift in a vehicle, just have a placard. Just now I had shower. If you have a placard with just now I had shower, I'm sure you'll get a lift. These people are that bad. And if they practice yoga and asana, especially what they say mean yoga, you think that asana will be helpful to them? Instead of making or clearing the impurities from the body, it will develop some other side effect. That is what happens. Mind becomes other way around. But they come like another exercise to build up their muscles. And how long one person can stay in Sirsasana? How long one can stay in one particular posture? So that some other benefit they will get it. That is what all over the world people think of asana. But it's very clearly highlighted. Unless the person is having that yama and niyama, or sticks to the lifestyle, respects the lifestyle, follows the lifestyle, or committed to the lifestyle, is not supposed to practice asana. But everybody starts what? All over the world. First is asana. Second step is little bit pranayama, means pranayama is Vedic exercise. Third is dhyana, meditation. They say, Swamiji, I am doing meditation. Oh, really good, thank you. I could see make out how mad you are. And some people say, no, Swamiji, I am teaching meditation. Oh wow, that's great. Not only you are mad, also you are making other mad, so that you will be in the company of the mad. Why should you feel that you are alone mad? That's what they do it. This is what I notice with people. However, here is being said very nicely that to come to this knowledge, one has to have yama and niyama. That is what is being highlighted in prayer. That all the attitude and values, that which is highlighted in Upanishad, let them come to me. That means the person is the embodiment of the lifestyle. So you don't have to teach the yama and niyama. The person don't have to practice yama and niyama. In fact, yama and niyama is already there. Because the person is the embodiment of yama and niyama, then only person starts practicing asana. See how beautiful way of looking at it. However, then comes prana, sarodha, pranayama. after the asana. Then after comes pratyahara. We'll be seeing the development, how the link goes all about it. Then comes dharana. Then only dhyana. But what the people they do? No niyama, no lifestyle at all. Straight they jump to asana. After practicing 1 month asana, next in 1 month it's 1 day asana, 1 hour asana, dhyana. Or asana pranayama a little bit, both together. Straight they jump to dhyana. Never work. Then they will say samadhi. I was in samadhi. My daydreaming. I saw blue light, I saw red light, I saw yellow light. In fact, I said, yes, I am only seeing the smoke around you. However, this is the beautiful way of looking at how it is being highlighted. Now the question arises, okay, fine. What is all asana they do talk? If the person is really embodiment of the values or follows or committed to the lifestyle, and that to Vedic lifestyle, then what are the asanas supposed to follow? What asana this particular text highlights? Let us look at it. Beautifully it says, Ekam Siddhasanam Proktam, Titiyam Kamalasanam, Sarchakram Sudasadharam, Trilakyam Yama Panchakam. We'll leave this now here. We'll discuss in the next class. Thank you. Om